Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout.com. Today I'd like to discuss with you the difference between wholesale surplus and wholesale salvage. If you've been involved in the wholesale or closeout business, I'm sure you've come across the terms surplus and salvage. So let me explain to you what the terms are and then practically what it means in the wholesale and closeout business. Okay, so surplus refers basically to extra merchandise. Now, surplus was originally a term used with military equipment. Let's say the Army had surplus Jeeps, they had surplus clothing. It was just extra clothing that they weren't using, they didn't have a need for any longer. Salvage is actually merchandise that's been salvaged. What does that mean? The merchandise was damaged. Let's say an entire shipment of jeans became wet, and someone went ahead and salvaged the inventory that can be fixed or can be repaired. Let's see with the jeans. Let's say there was 1,000 jeans and they got really wet, and they found 200 jeans which were dry, or they were able to fix the jeans. Maybe they were able to dry them, they clean them, so they salvaged that merchandise. Now, practically, when it's used in the wholesale and closeout business, surplus merchandise is going to be any merchandise which is extra, which is, it's surplus inventory. It's extra merchandise that hasn't been sold, but it usually is going to refer to merchandise such as, I would say, equipment. It could be used in terms of, when you see government auctions, they use the word surplus merchandise. If it's, let's say, an office company, and they have, surplus office supplies, that's going to be surplus. And salvage is going to refer to a lot of times to insurance buyouts. Now, an insurance buyout is actually merchandise that was paid for or bought by an insurance company because it was part of a damage claim. What do I mean by that? Let's say there was a train taking merchandise across the country, and one of the containers fell over, toppled over. Now, the owner of that merchandise is going to receive an insurance payout. The insurance company now owns that merchandise, and now a salvage buyer will be contacted by the insurance company, and they have to come, they pay for the goods to the insurance company, they make a deal, and then they take the merchandise and they resell it. So of course they're going to pay less than what the insurance company paid out for that claim, but this way the insurance company gets some money, and now the salvage dealer can sell that merchandise through his outlets. He could fix it, or he could sort the merchandise. Whatever's too damaged he won't sell, whatever's slightly damaged he'll sell at a discount, whatever's in brand new condition he'll sell at a higher price. Now, when you're focused in this industry, you have to know your customer, right? Because if your customer is okay with buying, let's say, slightly used merchandise, let's say in the example of a uniform company, and they make uniforms and they clean the uniforms and maybe they rent out the uniforms, but the uniforms look to be in brand new condition, but they're slightly worn. So if your customers can buy that type of merchandise, let's say they need uniforms for their businesses, or they have customers who need security uniforms, chef uniforms, maybe they need uniforms for a band, maybe they need uniforms for let's say a plumbing supply company, as it may be. If they can buy uniforms that are slightly worn or slightly used, then surplus merchandise might be good for them. Now, salvage merchandise is really good for discount stores, for flea market vendors. It's really good for open air markets where there is an expectancy that not all of the merchandise is going to be in brand new condition, and the merchandise doesn't have to look pristine. People know they're going to a flea market, to an open air market, they're going to a discount store to get some really good deals, and they know that the merchandise is not going to be the same quality level merchandise that they're going to find in a department store. So that surplus and that salvage merchandise can be appropriate, right? The salvage merchandise is good for customers who understand that the merchandise can be slightly damaged, or it's not going to all look, that beautiful, that pristine. And surplus merchandise is okay for customers who are okay with equipment or clothing or any other merchandise which is slightly used and is just not in brand new condition. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. My website is closeoutexplosion.com.